In the future, Mickey Mutineers will be sent to distant worlds through beams of light.
Welcome, swabs, scalawags, and sons of bitches. The Wibbly Wobbly, officially unofficial, wildly inaccurate, yet dead nuts on Disney podcast, inappropriate on so many levels. And tonight, we have a quick Oscar wrap-up. Mickey's Runaway Railroad is now taking fast passes. Harmonious gets a logo. Now that Jordan has left Disney World, Muppets 3D reopens.
Son of a bitch!
Okay, he's gone. Open the doors.
For our main topic, Jordan tells us about his recent travels. And would you like to update your...
Oh no! Is the teleprompter updating? I told you not to do that, Giuseppe! Oh my gosh. What if, like...
He fucking froze. What have you done?
I used to think Robbie was the worst at improv, but apparently News Guy is.
Well, he reads everything off a teleprompter.
Hey, guys!
I wish someone else would.
Since we took last week off, I just gotta say, I'm really glad to be back here with you guys because I really missed you, Jordan.
Nobody misses me.
My aim's improving. I
I missed you a little bit.
I was actually going to ask if you wanted to come over and do this thing, but
Do what thing?
I fell asleep.
Oh, that's fair. I probably wouldn't want to leave the house because the rain's kind of shitty.
Yeah. I like as soon as I got into the metro area, it was like a nice day. As soon as I got to the metro area, just fucking cats and fucking dogs, man.
Cats doing what to dogs?
Yeah. No, cats and fucking dogs. So,
So you know that term is actually a thing that happened, right? People used to put their cats and dogs on the roof to chill out. Then when it started raining really hard, they'd fall off the goddamn roof.
I don't know if you're lying or not.
I can't fact check this at the moment.
It's true.
The only animal I've ever heard of is the goats on the roofs in Norway.
Yeah,
Nobody ever says
they hang out with the cats and dogs on the roof.
Oh, wow. Norway's a happening place. Sounds like a party. Let's do this.
Yeah, well, apparently you can only get the American dream in Nordic countries now.
I was going to say and Finland, but I guess that's...
But the Finnish prime minister said Nordic countries. She didn't say just Finland.
The Finnish prime minister is super cute, so anything she says...
And she's only like fucking 20 years old or some shit.
She's 34.
She's a child.
She's the same age as me.
Oh. Could you imagine at your age running an entire country?
Man, at my age, I can barely pay my electric bill.
Yeah. I'm 41 and I can barely adult.
I'm 37 and I can barely pay Jake's electric bill.
By the way, thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome. I got you up top.
I can't believe that two of my children have made it to adulthood, to tell you the truth.
I mean, only on paper. And just so, Robbie's not offended, I don't think mentally I've hit adulthood either. Got Jordan paying my electric bills. This is going to start some weird rumor that people are going to think Jordan's actually paying my bills. He's not.
I am.
Thanks, Josh. That electric bill is like $40 a month because I'm cheap and I refuse to turn on my heater.
I got a gas heater in this house. It's nice.
Well, I don't have any gas to heat. Speaking of,
I just leave
Speaking
the
of
oven.
your house-
I just open the oven up and leave it on.
I don't think that's safe.
I didn't ask your opinion.
I don't think it was an opinion.
yeah, that was definitely a fact, Josh. That is not safe. But speaking of
Fucking sleep so well in this house.
hell, Jordan, remember when he just said he was going to invite you over, but he took a nap?
Yeah.
One of these days, he's going to take a coma. And we'll just sit here on the show wondering where Josh is. Speaking of heating your house in Georgia, I didn't know it snows there.
It didn't. There's no fucking snow in this house.
God damn it. You weren't even there when it snowed.
I was on
You
a
were in
plane.
Florida.
I was on a plane when everybody was claiming it was snowing.
Yeah, I fucking
But
had 4
everybody-
inches in my front yard.
When I landed, there was no snow anywhere.
Because it all melted.
I saw the 4 inches in Jordan's front yard via the internet.
No, all right, so hold on. Where Josh lives actually only got maybe about an inch of snow. However, where I live, just 15 minutes north, 4 inches of snow in my front yard.
That's because you live way up north.
Yeah,
Did you build a snowman?
I did not. I stayed inside.
It's a smart move.
Did you throw the cats outside to play in the snow?
No.
Have they ever touched snow?
Baxter's been out in the snow before.
Wait,
Stella,
cat-
I don't trust bringing outside.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Your cats are inside cats,
Yeah.
like, specifically. Yeah.
Back when we had Ziggy, Ziggy was kind of fat, so I let him outside for a second, and he didn't like it, and he ran back inside.
That is my spirit animal. It's kind of
Baxter and Stella, they're a little faster and a little squirrely, so I was a little hesitant on letting them walk outside by themselves because I didn't want them to like take off and crawl under a fence or something.
That's fair.
I was gonna freaking go in the backyard in my underwear and just go lay in the snow for a little bit. But there's no snow.
I forgot we were talking about snow. I got off onto the cat segue, and then Josh was like, "I'm gonna go lay in the snow in my underwear." I'm like, "What? Oh, right. No, we were on that topic."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not randomly cutting out sections of the podcast.
I'll cut that out. And the 20 minutes before this, hey guys, let's talk some Disney.
Let's do this.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Try it again with less enthusiasm.
Hey guys, let's talk some Disney.
Let's do this.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he's missing his cues.
There's no Q in heck yeah.
Yeah, it's HEQ. You can't say I'm wrong.
Oh, I can.
But it won't make you right.
I
Hey,
will.
real quick. No, shut up. I don't like this game. So as of recording, the Oscars were last night, and I did not watch them. Did anyone watch them?
No.
No, but somebody won.
Yeah.
What's this parasite I'm hearing about?
Oh, it's the coronavirus. It's
God damn it! No, don't fucking no. That's all I saw on Twitter was a bunch of shitty ass like racist people going, "Oh, fucking parasite. The coronavirus is the parasite." No, first off, the movie's called Parasite, and the virus is a goddamn virus. Virus is in the name.
I didn't read any of that on Twitter. Now I feel dumb and bad. Can I rescind this?
No,
The only reason I
it's on
said
the
that-
internet.
No, right now, because I have my two
rescind or
monitors.
rescind.
Shut up, Josh. I have the internet open on this other monitor, and the only thing it's on Google News and coronavirus is just right there. So like my brain just went right to it because it's literally right here. But anyway,
Hey guys,
Parasite's
Look,
supposed to be-
like even
Okay.
like I understand what they were trying to do. First off, it's just not funny. Second,
I feel bad.
The movie's called Parasite. A virus is not a parasite. A parasite is not a virus.
True.
So what's
But
this Parasite movie? You guys are not answering my question.
It's a Korean film.
it's the best film of 2019.
Yeah, it won an Oscar, didn't you hear?
You know what?
No, that's all I know about it. I really want to see it. Jordan, is it on your Vudu?
It is not. I don't know. Let me find out. Let me look. Let me see. I have no
Anyway.
idea. I have no idea what's on my Vudu.
Do you not
It
run
is-
this thing?
It is not.
Okay.
No, because my coworker who works at both of our stores has my login. So anytime he doesn't have something, he just puts it in my account. So
Nice.
so any day I log into my Vudu account, there could be something new in there.
It's like,
I
oh, I
don't-
have this now.
I've got the new Zombieland in there apparently.
Oh, I
Oh,
wanted to
nice.
see that.
Yeah.
But since this is a Disney show, let's just touch on the Disney Oscar wins real quick and losses. Toy Story 4, Best Animated Feature.
Still think Klaus was robbed a little bit.
I still need to see Klaus.
It was
But
good.
Toy Story 4 was great also. So I can't disagree with that, but also because I didn't see any of the others. Best Original Song did not go to Frozen.
Went
Serious?
to wait, who won that?
Sir Elton John.
For Rocket Man?
Yeah, there's a song on it called I'm Gonna Love Me Again. And it's a freaking fantastic song.
Oh, okay.
Plays during the credits. Bernie Taupin wrote it. Elton performed it. It's fantastic. So when I saw that won instead of Frozen, I was just like, all right. I'm fine
Doesn't
with that.
Bernie write 99.9% of his songs?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
in the movie. Did you guys see
Oh.
Rocket Man? Rocket Man's fantastic.
I have not.
I've been meaning to. Like,
Jordan,
I
it's on
saw
your video.
it at the library that's close to our house, but not there anymore.
It's on my Voodoo.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Hoodoo?
Voodoo.
You do.
Do what?
Power?
This
At
is
the
the in
moment,
order.
we don't have voodoo here.
And then my other. So let's see. John Williams lost for the musical score, lost to the Joker, which I don't
Wait.
remember the Joker's score at all.
Was it the score for Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah,
And that lost to the score for the Joker?
yeah,
Fuck that.
right.
Yeah.
And it was like John Williams' last movie.
Is it his last movie or his last Star Wars movie?
He's retired.
I think he retired.
Oh well, shit.
Semi-retired?
I don't know, but either way, like I don't remember what the score. Joker was so unsettling. That was the greatest movie I never want to watch again.
I didn't even think it was the greatest movie I never want to watch again. It was just a movie I never want to watch again.
I mean, I think Joaquin Phoenix deservedly won for his acting, but
Wait, his name's not Joking?
no.
Oh.
How dare you? And speaking of disappointing losses, I don't understand how Endgame didn't win Best Visual Effects.
What
It
did?
lost to 1917, which
That's an old movie.
no, Josh. But okay, 1917 cinematography was out of this world. Best cinematography. It won cinematography. Never would I have imagined that movie would win Best Visual Effects. Because I don't know what they were. There's like one.
Well, that means they were really good.
Okay.
mean, honestly, tell me
And-
I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. You know why? Just the portal scene in Endgame. You know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was art. That was
Okay.
freaking art. Also,
I haven't seen 1917 yet, so I can't comment.
but like, I know that one of the big visual effects shots in 1917 were soldiers charging to war. But then, like, there's also a shot in Endgame of soldiers charging to war. So it's kind of like, huh. Also, Rise of Skywalker lost for best visual effects, as did Lion King. Which I'm still not convinced that's not an animated movie.
So I watched Lion King. It's like the only like live action things I can find are the scenery.
Right, I don't know, like, what is the difference between...
They just were walking through fields and savannas and shit with a camera.
Right, but, like, what's the difference between that and Dinosaur? Because Dinosaur used real scenery, too.
They didn't use real dinosaurs. Remember, we decided Lion King was just lions in motion capture suits.
Right. But still not... I hate that so much. It's a stupid joke, and I love it. Anyway, that's all the Oscar talk I had for this, because does anyone else have anything to add to the Oscars? Brad Pitt won for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which that's the only one I was 100% in on. I was like, if he doesn't win, I'm flipping tables.
Wasn't that the first time that he won for Best Actor?
He got supporting actor.
Okay.
Didn't he win Best Actor for Inglourious Bastards?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. What's his name got Best Supporting Actor? The bad guy for Inglourious.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, put him in everything. He's great.
Yeah, no shit. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Next up in news, Mickey's Runaway Railway is now accepting fast passes. Offering fast passes.
I think that was like the day that we got home, or the day after we got home. They started doing that.
I had no idea, unless we've talked about it on the show. I still don't know.
So here's something pretty funny. We had dinner at Sci-Fi Dine-In on Monday night, and we closed the park down. So by the time we left, the park was already closed, and all the cast members were trying to usher people out the front gate. The next morning, the sign magically appeared. So we passed by the theater that night, and then the next morning the sign was up.
Wow, they're fast.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty crazy.
So it opens next month, right?
Yeah, I think it's like the first week of next month.
That blows my mind. I had no idea that was opening so soon.
It was actually pushed back. It was supposed to be open in the fall.
Like last fall?
I think so.
Whoa. I didn't even know it was delayed.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have told me that, because now I'm like, damn it, it was delayed. But really, I thought they were like a year ahead of schedule.
I thought it was derailed.
I get confused. Well, that's on purpose. I get confused because they're just now starting to build it at Disneyland.
Yeah, I think that's what confused me as well.
So I'm just like, I'm trying to keep up like two different, the same ride, but two different time frames. Because at least like Galaxy's Edge was kind of being built at the same time, both sides.
Yeah.
But Runaway Railways is like, they're still over there in Disneyland with shovels, just digging holes in the gag factory. Not that kind of gag.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at food videos on Instacart.
All right, keep doing that. Next up, hey, Harmonious, Epcot's new fireworks show got a logo, and I sent it to you guys right before our show.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that logo was all about. I liked it, but I didn't realize that was the name of the show.
Hold on. Josh
I
Taylor.
thought it was Epcot from 9 to 5 or some shit.
Josh Taylor, our pal from Network 1901, actually sent out a really good tweet. He retweeted the picture, and it said, "Whomever is the art director for the revamping of Epcot is my favorite person."
He's not wrong.
If anyone's watching this, here's what the poster looks like at the moment.
Thank you, Robbie. It'll be great for audio. But no, I like how they threw in the classic Epcot logo into the Harmonious logo as the
Yeah, it's really cool.
Guys,
What?
Can I have a pet otter?
Oh my gosh. Yes. But get a rabid one.
Look how fucking cute it is with a hat.
What the heck?
Look,
Gosh,
look
they're
at
cute.
that.
They're
Look
cute
at
without
that.
hats. What did his hat say? Did it say mega?
No, it says women want me, fish fear me.
Good.
I mean, it's not wrong.
True. But no, so when does Harmonious come out? Is it next year? This year? Is it now accepting fast passes? First week of March,
I
right?
think so.
If only.
Yeah, I'm confusing Harmonious with the Runaway Railway. They can't light fireworks off inside that building. It'll blow up.
Ah, that sounds like the plot in the in the ride.
That's true. I have no doubts that they may or may not light off fireworks inside that building.
I mean, they do on the River of Death ride over in Mexico.
I love the river. It's not the River of Death anymore. I'm looking up the Harmonious Epcot opening date. 2020. So
sometime this year.
sometime in the next 10 months, Harmonious will debut. Oh,
Holy
spring
fuck.
2020.
Oh, that's like after March 21st.
Right? I mean, if we're going out the tilt of the earth, which we
I
should.
mean, yeah, because the fucking groundhog doesn't know shit. Can't even predict the Super Bowl right.
He has a 50-50 chance, and he still blew it.
Well, you know, I
What?
don't think anyone paid attention after that Super Bowl show anymore.
What Super Bowl show?
Hey, hold on! I fucking won $70 at the the CD store Super Bowl squares because
You bet
What's
on
Super
the
Bowl
Chiefs?
squares?
No, I didn't bet on the Chiefs. I bet
On
Super Bowl
Shakira?
squares. No,
Shakira won it.
I didn't even see that part. We only saw like the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. No, the Super Bowl squares is it's like a grid, like a 9x9 or a 10x10, and
This?
yeah, kind of like that. And you put your
Well,
initials.
bingo.
You buy in to however many or however much per square is. We did $1 per square. So I was able to get 10 squares, and then like when all the squares are full, the top row gets a number 1 through 9, but they're not in order. They're just kind of mixed up. And depending on what the score is at halftime, you take the last digit of both teams' scores, and you find that person's initials who had that square, that lineup, and that's the person who wins for halftime. And then there's another one for the end of the game.
I love this.
Yeah.
That
So
sounds
it's
fun.
completely random. So last year it was 50 cents a square, and I won halftime, so I won $15 last year. And then this year we decided to do $1 per square, and I actually won the whole shebang, or at least the. I didn't take the whole shebang. Somebody else got halftime. I got into the game score, so I won $70. It was pretty great.
I would love to win $70 off the Super Bowl. Lucky.
I would love to win $70.
Right?
Which also, by the way, the day after the Super Bowl, we avoided Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Really hardcore.
probably a good idea because they do
Yeah.
that whole parade celebration with the one guy.
Yeah.
So,
And the Super Bowl was in Miami too, so it wasn't a far drive.
Oh, right.
so can,
right.
can I tell you guys my Super Bowl once for not next year, but the year after?
What?
Sure.
I want to see the Rams and the Chargers play each other in the Super Bowl because it's
In
going to be
2022?
it's going to be in their shared stadium. I think that would be a brutal fucking game, and it would be
That'd be-
awesome.
Wait,
Cool.
it'd be in their shared stadium and they don't even have their own stadium. They share it with the college.
Well, no, right now, but their stadium's getting built. It opens mid-season next year, I think.
Why the hell did the Chargers move to LA?
Because San Diego wasn't going to help them build a new stadium.
F you guys moving up the road a little bit.
Well, so as far, I don't think that the new stadium is government funded at all. I could be wrong. I could be full of shit. But I think the two teams both got private funding for the new stadium.
Oh, I'm over
cool.
here gonna have to deal with the stupid Raiders in Las Vegas.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm so.
Wah, wah, wah.
They're building the stadium in the stupidest place,
Mhm.
and I'm
Right
going
in the middle of the freeway. Right in the middle of I-15.
pretty much,
In
yeah,
the middle.
right in the middle.
And you know what? Traffic in Vegas during fucking events is hell anyways. And
Yeah, so that's
now
gonna
you
make it
got a
10
fucking
times worse.
stadium right in the middle of I-15.
Terrible. Anyway, sorry, Jordan. Back to back to national news, not local news. Hey, speaking of Jordan, yeah, like we said, Muppet Vision reopened as Jordan was leaving.
I was really hoping it'd reopen with a new film without the
It's a
spirit.
2-week closure. They shampooed the rugs.
That's pretty much it.
I just didn't want the spirit of 3D to come back. Like they should just cut out the spirit of 3D and still talk to nothing. It would be better.
The whenever we
Fuck
passed
Waldo.
by, they had for some reason the fountain was turned off and it was blocked off by those little hedges that they have on rolly carts.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why they turned that. I mean, unless they were working on the plumbing.
Could have
I
been.
saw they cleaned the fountain,
No, maybe that was it.
but I don't think that takes that long. I feel like cleaning it would take shorter time than rolling all the fake hedges out around it. But what do I know? Which
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
much. Yeah. Remember when that fountain turned into a planter temporarily and everybody lost their shit?
Yeah,
That was funny.
that was pretty funny.
I don't think I recall that.
Because Disney was like, don't worry, it's going to come back as a fountain. And everyone's like, no, it's not.
And it did.
What are you doing to the Muppets?
I like Jordan's idea. I think I think the Muppets need to take over Star Tours.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
I mean, you know, C-3PO is almost a Muppet anyways. We can leave him in there.
I don't understand how he's. There is a Muppet in there. His name's Yoda.
That's in Star Tours?
Yoda's not a Muppet. He's a creature.
He's absolutely a Muppet. How is he not a Muppet?
It's
He's not a
Frank
Muppet.
Oz. It's Miss Piggy in disguise.
It's a puppet mixed with a marionette headed by the second in command of the Muppets. I mean, it's not under the Muppet label, I'll give you that much.
Yeah, he came from the creature shop, so he's a creature. He's foam latex. He's not felt and Scott foam.
What, did you work in a puppet museum or something? You don't know this.
I used to.
Shit! Yeah, halfway into
Question.
this, I was like, no, Jordan
Question.
absolutely knows what he's talking about.
Question.
What, Josh? You didn't work at a puppet shop.
Who felt him?
What?
Nothing.
What's your question?
No,
You don't have a question?
no, I'm gone.
Okay. That sounds like the perfect segue into our main topic, which is Jordan, where did you go?
I went to Target earlier.
What'd you get there?
Oh, I got a Transformer.
Can we see it?
He's over there.
I bought Transformers. Hold on.
I'm so glad.
He's
Oh,
somewhere.
did you
He's
get
right-
any Earthrise, Jordan?
Yeah, I bought one.
Oh, you got Earthrise already?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Astro Train. The Astro Train was released in the Earthrise line.
I got
Ah.
Transformers.
Oh, nice. Did you go to the Walmart by your house to get those?
Yes.
Because I went there today too.
God damn. Hey, you didn't stop by?
You were at home.
I didn't. I thought you were in Florida.
I was in South Carolina.
Wait, didn't you say you got home 2 hours ago?
From South Carolina?
Yeah, I passed by there like 1.
Oh, I was in South Carolina.
Well, oh, is that why you weren't home? Because I stopped by, you asshole.
He bought cookies. And he ate them all because you weren't home. Asshole. Anyway, how was Target?
It was a little wet outside, but once again, inside it was fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, I also went to Disney World.
What?
Which was better, Disney World or Target?
Target is pretty great.
I don't know. The Target's remodeled, so that was nice.
Wait, do any of you guys have the Targets with the Disney stores in them?
Yes.
Oh,
I think
how's that?
the one I saw was like a little kiosk in the middle.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
not
freaking
even.
walkway.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a very large space.
Remember when they announced that at D23 like it was a big deal?
Right.
We're getting Disney end caps.
As if Disney stores don't already exist.
Right.
Yeah, and they're already pretty damn cool.
They used to be cooler.
They were still pretty cool. Anyway, Disney World. Jordan, you're the only one of us now. We're just going to jump straight to it. Straight to it, man. I need to hear about Rise of the Resistance. Just tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
Do you want me to spoil the ride for you?
I've watched it so many times on YouTube.
All right. So for the listener, if you haven't seen any of the ride videos, this is going to be a spoiler full review of Rise of the Resistance. Okay. So we woke up at 4:45 that morning.
Woo!
Yeah.
Dang.
I was also sick for the first 2 days of my trip, so that wasn't fun.
That's not
But
good.
by the time it was Rise of the Resistance Day, I was back to normal.
That was your birthday, right?
It was my birthday.
Oh
So-
yeah, I missed your birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I was busy doing hospital things.
No, that's fine. I understand.
He was attending another birthday.
Yeah.
And guess what?
It wasn't
I have
yours.
to bring it home.
Weird. Anyway.
So we woke up at 4:45, and our friends Jeremy and Kara from the Magic Geekdom, go subscribe to the Magic Geekdom on YouTube.
And the Magic Ghastly Power Hour. Come on.
Sure. They picked us up. We got to the park probably a little after 6, like maybe like 6:10, 6:15, something like that. And they were already letting people in the park, and there were just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It was a pretty smooth, I guess, flow from the parking lot to security to inside the park gates. Once we were in the park, we needed coffee, and the line for the trolley shop hadn't opened yet, or the trolley station hadn't opened. So we went all the way back around to the entrance to Toy Story Land so we could get a cup of coffee. And as we're waiting in line, it strikes 7 o'clock. And that's when all of the boarding groups for Rise of the Resistance get released. So we all have our apps, our My Disney Experience in sync. So once 7 o'clock hits, you hit the app, you hit join the boarding group, you hit all the people with you, and then boom. And we got a pretty low number too. So we got boarding group or number 27.
I have a question about that part right there.
Yes.
Because I've what, like, you know, Adam the Woo did that. I've seen the trackers do that part. Like, how stressful is that part right there?
It's
Like-
stressful only because you're competing with literally hundreds of other people, and you don't know which boarding group you're going to get. I've heard a lot of different theories, and I don't know if any of them check out. Like, I feel like it's probably closer to being random.
I heard it's random.
Because I heard that it was random. Then I also heard that depending on your proximity in the park, like if you're closer to Star Wars Land, you'll get a closer number than if you're down Sunset by Tower of Terror. So I've also heard that, and I've also heard that it gives you a different boarding group if you already have the app open and you refresh versus just cold opening the app.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we ended up getting boarding group 27.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was a pretty I think we only had to wait. I think we were off the ride by 10:30. So 7:00, the boarding groups hit, and then everybody who's getting one, you hear the applause and the cheering throughout the entire park because everybody was able to open up and get a boarding group. So
Delight me so much.
yeah. So we got coffee and nothing else is open. So we're like, well, let's just go for it. Let's just go to Batu. By this time, the sun is up. And we walk in, and Jeremy and Kara are actually filming me for their vlog as like my first reaction to Batu. And it was fucking fantastic.
Right? Isn't it just gorgeous?
Love it so much.
Which entrance did you say you went in?
Oh, we went in like the legitimate entrance. We went back around to the front. We didn't go through the Toy Story.
Through the LA tunnel bridge there?
Yeah.
Is it a tunnel or a bridge? Isn't it the same tunnel that Roger Rabbit? Well, like designed after that.
Yeah, that would be a tunnel then.
Or am I mistaken?
So
Definitely a tunnel.
All right, so we walk around. We get breakfast Ronto wraps.
What was in those?
It's pretty much the same thing, but instead of coleslaw, you get a scrambled egg and cheese.
Oh,
Sounds
And
good.
the pita is actually. So here's the deal. I don't know what was wrong with me because, like I said, I wasn't feeling well a couple days prior.
uh-huh.
So I got the Ronto wrap, which is the sausage in the wrapped in the pita and everything.
I got a question. Real
Yeah.
quick, not to cut you off. Is it a pita or is it naan bread?
It's a pita. It's pita bread.
Pita.
Okay.
This is a gram.
I just thought, just looking at it, just thought it was naan bread. That's all.
No.
Okay,
It's definitely pita. And here's the deal. The whole thing was good. It was delicious. Like I would eat it again. But for some reason, after I ate it, I was sitting there, and I felt like I was about to throw up.
Oh no.
And for a split second there, I got kind of a cold sweat too, and I'm like, I have to find a restroom immediately because this is coming back up. And I ate the wrap, and the wrap tasted great. Like there was nothing about it that made me sick to my stomach, but I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it just wasn't mixing well with the coffee that I had in my stomach or what. But I stand up and I go outside, and it's kind of a cool day that day. I think the high that day was 67 or something like that. So it's still in the morning, and it's still in the high 40s. So I get up and I walk out of docking bay 7, and I'm instantly fine. I don't know what the deal was. Whatever. So I don't know if it was more of a mental thing or if it was something legitimate. But for a split second there, I really thought, I'm like, oh god, this is coming back up. And the rest of it, yeah. But I was fine. So we walk around. I kind of meander through the shops to kind of catch my bearings and kind of get the geography of the land. And then our boarding group is called. I mean, we just walk right in. So they scan your magic band because there's some cast members out there with they don't call them iPads, they call them data pads.
Nice.
Which is theming.
Right.
Well, that's what they call in the Star Wars movies and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
which is why they do it in Galaxy's Edge.
All right.
So they scanned the magic band, and then we went through, and we probably waited about 15 to 20 minutes in the queue. As boarding groups were being called, and it was cool. There was tons of like those really cool battle plan screens that you see in
Like the transparent ones.
yeah, and it's the kind that you see in Hoth and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And I'm like this is badass. Like I absolutely love this. So I took as many pictures of those as possible. And I'm not lying when I tell you that this is easily, single-handedly, the greatest theme park experience that I've ever had as far as an attraction goes. Like, I don't know, I do not know what will ever top this. Because the entire thing is probably about 20 minutes long from when you start the ride and when the ride ends. It's multi-components, and it is amazing. So you go, like, once you get up to the front of the queue, they usher you into a ride show, or the pre-ride video, which isn't even a video. There's an animatronic BB-8, and there's a hologram of Rey. And it damn near looks like a fucking hologram. Like, if it was a screen, if it was a projection, I couldn't figure out how it was done because it looked like a straight up hologram from Star Wars, and it was blowing my goddamn mind. But then there's also a screen where the hologram and the character from the screen are kind of talking back and forth. And then BB-8's doing his thing, like the animatronic, he's rolling around, beeping and whatnot. And then you go into, or the door opens and you go back outside. So the first part of the attraction, you walk out of the base or out of the resistance base and you're back outside and there's Poe's X-Wing. And the whole thing is you're loading a resistance troop transport because you've all just joined the resistance. And Poe is the cover fire for the transport. So when you go out of the doors that open and you turn left, you see the entire facade of this resistance transport. And it is full-scale resistance transport. So the doors to that open and everybody files in. And it is huge on the inside. There's more than enough room for everybody to move around in this. And
really?
Yeah, and there's...
That's good.
So it's bigger than, like, the waiting room for Tower of Terror.
Oh yeah, easy.
So you're not just.
It's probably about 2 of those put together. Maybe if not a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so towards the front of the ride vehicle, or the transport vehicle, is the animatronic for Admiral Beck, which is Akbar's son. So it's a Mon Calamari. And then, and of course, you've got the screens to simulate windows. And the depth perception on these screens is absolutely perfect. Because Beck is yelling at Nia Nunn, who's flying the actual transport. And I absolutely love that. And then I looked back around, and then I saw towards the back, you could just see space, because that's where you're flying. You're flying into space, and you feel the vehicle start to, like, kind of tilt, and, like, it's simulating flight, which is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and then at this part of the attraction, you start to get attacked by TIE fighters, and you start to get pulled by a tractor beam to a Star Destroyer. And Poe has to, he has to fly off so he doesn't get caught as well. So you are you're being simulated of the tractor beam. That sentence was weird. I don't know why I paused it. So now the resistance transport is you feel like you're actually being dragged in by this tractor beam, and then you feel it land, like you feel a boom, which is pretty awesome. So keep in mind, if I'm looking at the front of the ship, if I'm looking at the Admiral Beck animatronic, we entered to my right. So so there's double doors that you enter to the right, and then there's another set of double doors to the left. So clearly, whenever you land in the Star Destroyer, that's the door I came in. Clearly, that's where the rest of the ride building is to the left, right? That's what common sense would tell you. No, the fucking doors we came in open up, and those are the ones that open up into the Star Destroyer.
Wait,
It's
what?
the same doors?
It was the same door that we walked in, and I was like, "How the fuck does that work?" Because the ride vehicle, like the ride building's over, like how?
What?
So, right, I have no idea. So we walk out the same doors that we came in because we just again.
But now
we
you're in space.
Right. But now we're in space. So when we walked out, it's the giant stormtrooper room, and there's this huge screen where you can see the TIE fighters flying out outside of the shields and whatnot of the Star Destroyer. And everybody and all of the cast members who are dressed up like the First Order's officers are on point. Like, they are being jerks, and I loved it. They were calling us resistance scum, rebel scum, and it was absolutely stunning. And when you turn, you see the giant TIE fighters that are on the loading dock. It was great. Fucking spectacular.
I don't understand how you saw this while you're crying, because I'll be crying.
Yeah. Oh, I was taking it all in. I didn't film anything during the ride of Rise of the Resistance because I didn't want to taint my first ride through with worrying about filming. So I didn't film any of the ride stuff. But I did film some of the queue.
I can't tell if you're burping or tearing up.
I burped and hiccuped at the same time. So once you're told to exit that area, one of the First Order officers, they're like, "How many in your group?" Like, we were like 4, and they're like, "Stay on this side and keep going forward." And then once you go down this hallway, then you're just in a hallway on a Star Destroyer. And it does like a one right angle turn, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm on a Star Destroyer. There's nothing around me. There's no faux screens to simulate windows. Like, I'm just in the middle of a goddamn Star Destroyer, and it's amazing. So once that line ends, you're once again asked how many in your party, and you're told to stand on like a certain color strip on the floor. And then however many people that you're with on that color strip, they're all ushered into an interrogation room, and then the door closes. But the interrogation room is shaped like a V. So the further you go, you're just hitting a wall or you're just hitting like the corner where 2 walls meet. And the only way in and out is the door that you just went in. So you're looking around, and it's getting a little tight, and it's getting a little, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Claustrophobic?
A little claustrophobic, intimidating. That's the word I was looking for. But then up top, you see General Hux and you see Kylo Ren come through, and they are saying, "Oh, you're part of the Resistance. We're gonna, you're gonna get interrogated. You're gonna tell us where your rebel base is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." And then something happens, and then they have to go back to the main deck of the Star Destroyer because like there's some Resistance fighters showing up. So they leave, and then you're just standing there. You're like, how the hell are we going to get out? Because if we go out the front door, we're just going to be back in the hallway. There's a goddamn hole that gets cut in the side of the wall, and the wall just gets pushed back. And that's where your ride vehicles for the actual part of the escape ride or the escape portion of the attraction are. So there are some cast members behind that who peel the wall back, or essentially get the wall to move back, and you load up into the ride vehicles, and then they just kind of send you on your way. And I'm pretty sure this is the first attraction that I've been on that has been trackless.
So the first real one.
I didn't realize it was trackless.
Yeah, completely trackless.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's when your ride vehicle's like, all right, let's get out of here. And then like you have an R2 unit or a droid or a BB unit. I can't remember which one, but you have an astromech droid as part of your ride vehicle who's ushering you to safety. And then that's whenever the shit hits the fan, because like a couple stormtroopers see you and then they hit the alarm. There is a Finn animatronic in there. I forget about the other animatronics that were in there, but you enter that room where the AT-ATs are, and those are some full scale fucking AT-ATs, man. Like,
I saw them at Disneyland because that room was right by the parking garage. And last time I went to Disneyland, they didn't have the wall up, and they had the AT-AT. You could see them.
Yeah.
Like the frame of them. And so I've seen those, and holy shit, they are huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like the AT-ATs from Last Jedi. It's the actual all-terrain armored transport that we know from Empire and Return of the Jedi. So that was fucking amazing. And I think the two things that impressed me the most of that part of the ride is there's one part where your ride vehicle backs up to an elevator, and then you just shoot the hell up the elevator on the ride vehicle. I'm like, I was not expecting that part. That was amazing. But when you exit that area, you get your ride vehicle brings you into the cannon room, where there are cannons that are shooting out at all of the resistance fighters, all the X-Wings and A-Wings. And again, the depth perception of the screens just like made the scale feel so much larger than what it was. I mean, the cannons are there. Like, you see the cannon, like, they're full
you're going under
cannons. But when that coupled with the depth perception of the screens made it feel like it was on this grandest scale that I don't think I've ever experienced in another attraction before. And then of course you had to like your ride vehicle like snuck up after every cannon kind of bounced back, and then you eventually enter an escape pod, and you jettison back down to the Rebel base. So whenever you exit, you're exiting back outside where you got on the transport originally, and you actually see the transport with Beck kind of crashed. And then your ride vehicle just like perfectly parallel parks itself, and then you get out and you're done with the ride. I glossed over some other details just in case, but like it was, again, from start to finish, it was probably like a 20-minute process, and it was absolutely fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
You're talking about this, and I just now want a Star Wars ride with Admiral Hodo as a pilot.
No! Did Holdo maneuver? I have real questions.
You can only do that move once.
And it's a 1 million shot. We covered this.
Fucking Hodo my way out of here.
So, Jordan, I have two questions. When you went up the elevator in the AT-AT room, were you in the one that faces the AT-AT, or were the one to the side of the AT-AT?
I can't remember. I feel like I was the one to the side of the AT-AT.
Because if you're the one on the side, again, I've watched this a lot. That's when you come up the side, and then the stormtroopers in the AT-AT are setting up the big gun to shoot at you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the other one goes up and is in front, and the AT-AT itself shoots at you.
Okay, no, that didn't happen. Shit, I want to go back and do that again now.
Yeah, there's like it splits right there into two different paths. And it blows my mind that there's two different experiences that are.
There is one really cool part where once Kylo Ren sees that you're in an escape vehicle and he starts to chase you, there's one part where his lightsaber comes down from the ceiling and I still cannot, for the life of me, figure out how that's done.
I've watched that so many times.
Right?
For that reason, I have no idea. Because it's like, you can see where it's cutting. It's not like a turntable where the whole thing would just be moving if it was a turntable. Like, the lightsaber is cutting. It looks like it's cutting.
Right.
I don't understand how it works.
No, I don't. And at this point, I kind of don't even want to know. Like, don't. It's so good that my curiosity, I want to live in that, the blissful ignorance of that ride just being completely real.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm totally
Like-
fine with that.
That ride, its theming is so well it tricks you.
Just looks amazing.
That
And-
too.
That was the other thing I was going to ask. Speaking of that, Robbie, because I've only seen it on YouTube, and I'm really happy to hear about the depth perception on the screens, because on YouTube you can't tell; they just look like screens. And I assume there was depth perception on it, and now you're telling me that there is, and it sounds perfect. So you really feel the scale of this ride, then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want to go. I want to go so
Another
bad.
trip to Disney.
Well,
I bet-
you know, if only you weren't taking a cruise.
Well,
Cruise.
you know, I'm going to Disney World next May, so
If only
possibly
I lived
Disneyland
close
in
to
October.
Disney. If only I lived close to Disney World still. Ish.
But yeah, let's see. So we got there on Thursday. We got there, we only had 3 hours of sleep. 'Cause we had to be we had to be at the airport.
That's just a
at
day
5.
for me.
We had to be at the Atlanta airport at 5. Our plane took off at 7. We landed there at, I think 8. But by the time we got to the resort, it was closer to 10.
Mhm.
So we missed our first fast pass. We had park tickets for that day. We did Animal Kingdom. And then I was fine when I woke up. I was fine when we landed. I was even fine whenever we got to the resort. But when we set foot in Animal Kingdom, my head started to hurt and my throat started to get all scratchy. And I thought, I'm just exhausted because I'm only working off 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So I powered through. We went back to the resort pretty early so we could take a nap and catch up on some rest. And then we had dinner with some friends that night. And then the next morning I woke up and I was still feeling like shit. And we were actually going to Epcot that day. And because Chelsea's friends were meeting us. So I'm like, we always meet my friends at Disney. I'm not gonna not go and hang out with Chelsea and her friends. So I powered through, but halfway through that day, I was just I was really feeling it. My neck was achy, my back was achy, my head was hurting, and my throat was just so scratchy.
I would be so worried if I was you.
So, but here's I was been popping 2 or 3 vitamin C a day for a week prior to this.
You were prepared.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. And then probably about 3:30, her friends went back home, and I told her, I was like, Chelsea, I need to get back to the room. I need a rest. I don't know what's going on, but I am not feeling well at all. And she's like, all right. Well, she kind of gave me some shit. She's like, oh, well, you got to go back to the room and rest, you little baby. I was like, yeah, I do. So we went back to and
Chelsea said that?
yeah. And then, well, the funny thing is that by the time we got back to the room, she was ready to take a nap anyway. So she took a nap too. And I'm like, don't give me shit whenever you're not.
You nap in the other bed.
Yeah. So we ended up taking a nap, and then we woke up probably around 5:30, 6:30, something like that. And then we just went to Disney Springs for dinner. First time going to Frontera Coquina. It was all right. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
I I've gone to their little taco window in the back a couple of times.
Yeah.
I like their street tacos are pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, I had the beef or the steak tacos. It was all right. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Yes.
But this, sorry, Jake.
Where did you stay?
Oh, Port Orleans Riverside.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were supposed to stay at French Quarter, but Chelsea got an email from her friend who's our travel agent, and I guess they were running a deal where if we switched to Riverside, they gave us a $60 gift certificate.
Oh.
Ooh, cool.
So we're like, yeah, might as well. I mean, we like both resorts anyway. So
And you can walk to the other one. So.
yeah, yeah. And our room was in. We've actually stayed in this section before. Was in the Magnolia Bend area.
That's the fancy mansions, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we've stayed at the swamp or the alligator swamp twice, and we've stayed at Magnolia Bend twice. So, anyway, so we hopped on the boat and we took the boat on the Sassagoula to Disney Springs, and that's when we had Frontera. Again, it was okay. I would probably give it another shot, but I didn't hate it. But then when we got back to the room, I found the extra blanket, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to wrap myself up in this cocoon. And then I crawled into bed. And then I guess I had been running some kind of low-grade fever that I didn't know about. And I woke up in a pool of sweat that night, which told me whatever was wrong with me, like, my fever had broken.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, I feel great. And I just kind of had to resituate myself as to not sleep in a pool of sweat. And then I went back to sleep. And when I woke up on Saturday morning, I was fine. We went to Magic Kingdom and I felt great. I still had a little bit of a scratchy throat, but I was taking medicine for that. So Advil and Mucinex were like my best friends that weekend. When we were at Epcot, we were able to see all of the construction walls that are up.
I bet there's a lot.
So it is like straight up from the Mouse Gear to where Communicore was. You can't pass. You have to either go this way towards Mission Space or this way towards Soarin'.
Shit, you should have seen California Adventure when they freaking went to 2.0.
It sounds the same.
So
It was just Walmageddon.
so
You know what sucks? I still have my Epcot After 4 pass. It's just I can't go there very easily.
well, if you leave now. So the building that had Club Cool and the Starbucks is just gone, dunzo. It is just gone.
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah.
It's and the Mouse Gear is actually closed, and then they opened up a smaller Mouse Gear behind the Electric Umbrella.
Is Electric Umbrella still open?
I don't think it was.
Shit! My favorite restaurant.
So anyway, Mouse Gear much smaller, but we did go through the Odyssey, and all like the walkway has the new it was painted with the new colors for the new logo, and it looks fucking stunning. It looks so good.
The model in the Odyssey is fucking amazing.
Yeah, so like the whole thing that they built, this whole Epcot experience that is showcasing everything coming to Epcot is so good.
Right.
It's not Jake. It's not like the Blue Sky Cellar was with Cars Land. It's a work of art.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it on YouTube. It's just the model and the projection mapping and the walls. And,
yeah,
like they went all out on the
amazing.
Pavilion Center.
Right.
Yeah,
and
I mean, like I said, it's a work of art. It's not depicting what it's going to be. It's a work of art.
And what's really cool about the outside is that, do you remember all those cool prints that at D23 that showcased all of the attractions? Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all on the outside of the wall. So like it's a full-on future Epcot exhibit, and it is. I actually bought a T-shirt there, so I bought the navy blue T-shirt with the 1982 Epcot ball logo, Spaceship Earth logo.
I see it.
I'll wear it and I'll send you a picture tomorrow.
Or you can drive to freaking 10 minutes and come and see.
No. Send a picture. I want to see it too.
So it was also
cook you-
Festival
I'll
of the
cook you
Arts
dinner,
while we were
Jordan.
there. So okay, I have to work at the CD store tomorrow though, so maybe I'll see you on Wednesday.
A CD store or a CD store?
Yes.
Oh.
I've always wanted to go to Festival of the Arts ever since they started it.
So this is our second time at Festival of the Arts, but the first time since it's been like a week-long thing. The first year it was only a Friday, Saturday thing. Saw tons of great art, but nothing that really jumped up out at us and wowed us. Like we thought we would see something a little outside of the Disney norm. And there were a couple things that were, but for the most part, it was a lot of Disney licensed artists selling their art there, which I could
just
probably get that stuff at the art store. And it was cool that some of them were there, but for the most part, it wasn't anything that absolutely blew my mind that we had to leave with.
Yeah, but it's still a fun festival, and it's really fun to get your picture taken in the artworks.
Yeah, though that's all fun too. Like I'm not saying that it's a crappy festival because I actually really enjoy this festival. But like just as far as the art goes, I was kind of hoping that there would be a little bit, a few more unexpected gems.
And last year when I went by, that's where I saw Warplane. It's freaking awesome. I had no idea who was playing. I was just walking around, and all of a sudden, War.
But we didn't buy.
They were actually playing "Spill the Wine," which is a non-Disney friendly song.
It's a good song.
Anyways, it's a great song.
There was there was one booth that had a whole bunch of really cool Star Wars prints, and if I could figure out how to get it back in my luggage without having it get destroyed, somebody did a series of prints of all of the movie posters for Star Wars, but they were reimagined into like 1960s horror movie posters. And yeah, I took a picture of one. I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to the group chat. But it was really cool, and if I can find the artist online, I'll probably order it and have them ship. But anyway, Festival of the Arts was good. Test track was down, so just attractions were limited. The next day we did Magic Kingdom, and it was surprisingly busy. It was also a Saturday, but it was surprisingly busy because we had a fast pass for Haunted Mansion, and the fast pass line was a 10-minute wait.
Holy shit!
Jeez.
Yeah, that was
for Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. And we didn't really do anything crazy at Magic Kingdom that day. I did buy one of those ghosts in a jar. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
They were
like in the bottle kind of thing.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this.
They were half price. Like,
What?
They're normally like $60, and then whenever we went in Memento Mori, I found one of the Hatbox ghosts, and I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. And then Jeremy from Magic Geekdom pointed out on the sign, he's like, oh, it's on sale for $29. And I was like, how much is it regularly? And it said $59. I was like, well, geez, like, there's no way I can't buy this now. Like, it's only $30. So I bought one. I just need to get batteries for it. So it's this really cool jar, Josh. And it's got a top that you can, like, that's the on switch. And it lights up an etching of one of the ghosts on the inside of the jar. So I got the one with the Hatbox ghost.
Okay, I didn't see those.
So
Man, I would have traded you a Ghostbusters mug for that.
I was actually thinking about that Ghostbusters mug today. I still need to send you the $20.
I need to send you the damn mug.
So,
don't you worry. You don't have the mug. It's right over there.
And then we went back to our room after we hung out at Magic Kingdom, and then we met friends for drinks at the boardwalk because I was like a little like a pre-birthday get together with some people that I probably wouldn't see otherwise. So some friends came out, and we hung out at Abracadabra, and that was fun. That was great. That was a fun time. And then the next morning was first day Galaxy's Edge. So aside from riding Rise of the Resistance, we built Jeremy and I built lightsabers.
Stop right there.
Yes.
Can you put a pin in the lightsaber building for next week?
Yes.
Because I want details on this.
Okay.
One.
So I'll
you
just
build
yeah. So we built lightsabers, and what else did I do there that day? I feel like we just kind of explored and hung out. I didn't have any of the milks until the next day. And then we had.
I didn't like the milks.
I
Really?
enjoyed them.
I thought they were fine.
They were better with alcohol, but they still weren't great.
Well, that's not a surprise coming from you, but
No, that's
say that too.
fucking hurtful.
is it?
or does it mean that we just know you? I take it as a compliment.
I meant it as a term of endearment.
No, seriously, I didn't like them. I didn't like them either way. I just the alcohol toned down the sweetness.
So
But
I
I didn't like them. Period.
I didn't have the two with alcohol because I wanted to try like the traditional blue and green milk.
Right,
and
well, because there's so many of us, we ordered all of it.
Okay, fair enough. So I tried the blue milk first, and the blue milk has like a tropical berry taste to it.
Ooh.
And then the green milk has more of a citrus taste to it, but there's also like a floral taste to it. So it's almost citrusy but earthy. It's really interesting. And I won't say that I loved either one of the two. I enjoyed them and I would get them again. But if I give these two drinks any kudos, it's that none of these two drinks taste like anything I've ever tasted before.
That's exactly how it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the fact that you gave me something that was very unique, then I was like, okay, then like I think they're good.
One of them was a vanilla flavored pina colada, and the other one tasted like a shag carpet.
Neither of those describe anything that Jordan just described.
They're fucking
How many shag carpets are you eating?
You know what? Mind your own goddamn business.
but like what you're saying about not tasting it anywhere else, because like at California Adventure, the big signature drink is Red's Apple Freeze, and it's a fancy apple juice. So it's just like it's delicious.
It's the same as the Gaston's
Lafou's brew.
Yeah,
same thing.
So that's like the Disneyland signature drink. So to hear you, but again, it's apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear you say that, like it doesn't taste like anything good, like it shouldn't.
Right.
It makes me happy.
Right.
And I liked the consistency. So here's the deal. Like I would get it, but if it was a super hot summer day, I wouldn't get it because it's heavy.
Oh, dude,
Milk was a bad choice.
Right. No, that's exactly what it is.
That might be my problem with it because, my God, it just sat in the bottom of my stomach.
Yeah, it will.
Forever.
Because like when you first get it, it's got the frozen consistency, right? So it's kind of like it's almost like you have a smoothie. But the more you drink it, the more it heats up and melts. It's just a very thick liquid, and it just kind of sits. So we built the lightsaber. We'll talk about that next week. We rode Smuggler's Run like 3 or 4 times that day, and that ride is a people eater. So if it says it's a 45-minute wait, you're probably only waiting 30 minutes.
Nice.
Because,
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So I was able to be the pilot every time that we rode.
Awesome.
And I can tell you that
were you better than Seamus flying?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we didn't die.
That's good.
But
Wait,
some-
can you do that?
Yeah, because what happens is Hondo takes control of your ship if you
Yeah.
lose all. So we never had Hondo take control of the ship, but I can tell you that the Han pilot, which is the left to right control, much more difficult than the Chewie pilot, which is the up and down control. Also, you want to be Chewie because Chewie gets to go into hyperspace. So
Ooh,
Chewie's the one that pulls the lever.
cool.
Chelsea
Wrong lever.
Chelsea is actually pilot, gunner, and engineer, and she said that she doesn't want to be the pilot ever again or be the engineer ever again because it was too much responsibility.
What does the engineer even do?
Yeah, you have
Push
to.
buttons.
Yeah, you push buttons, but you have to do them like strategically.
You go into hyperspace on the trip to Mars.
Yeah, Chelsea was just like, no, let me
Push
just hit the
buttons
gunner
and see
button.
what
and just
happens.
let me
That's
shoot
what
it.
engineer does.
So how responsive are the controls on the pilot?
They're pretty responsive. Like they're pretty good. Also, I really like how the weather conditions, or not the weather conditions, but the daylight changes with the day, like with the actual day. So we rode it during the day and there was sun out, and when you ride it at night, it's nighttime in the ride.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's a good
What?
detail.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool detail.
I really like how they just really keep you in this world,
Yes.
even
Yeah,
on
and
the ride.
it's very good. We rode
I think
Smuggler's Run probably like 4 times that day.
Speaking of Star Wars, I think my first Disney cruise is gonna be the Star Wars cruise.
The Star Wars Days at Sea.
No,
Or the Star
no,
Cruiser.
the Star Cruiser.
Oh, okay. I would love that to be a
I've
cruise.
been on
Like,
a
I would love
boat.
to be on that.
I don't want to be on a goddamn boat ever again.
I'm not really that big of a fan, but Chelsea wants to take another cruise. I'm trying to think of what else we did in Batu that day.
All my cruises were on military boats.
No, fair. I think we just kind of hung out. Oh, we also did the cantina that day, which was really cool.
Oh, dude, I loved the cantina.
Cantina was pretty badass.
Did you grab a beer?
I got the Yub Nub.
What is the wait, was that the bubbly thing?
No, it comes in a souvenir mug. It's a whole bunch of citrus and alcohol, so it's like a pineapple-y, coconutty drink. But it comes in this really awesome mug that looks a lot like a tiki mug, but it's the story of Endor carved into a wooden mug.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Yeah, I have it.
Did-
I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you guys. But I mean,
You gotta keep that up?
yeah,
Wait. So are you keeping the picture and sending us each the mug?
no.
You kind of said that.
That's what you said.
No, I said when I take the mug back out,
You
I'll
said
send you a
you
picture.
said you said take a picture and you'll send us the mug.
Shut up, Josh. Sorry, I expect this mug.
So, but it's kind of like when you go to Sam's and you get the souvenir drink in the mug. Kind of the same thing. So they serve it to you in the mug, and then they give you a clean one to take with you.
Cool.
I forgot who got what, but somebody got the carbon freeze, which had dry ice in it, so it became bubbling.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it had the boba balls in it.
Yeah, and then Kara got it's whatever the equivalent of like basically a Jello shot, but it's like a petri dish of gelatin that had the bubbles in it as well. But it was like you're just eating a Jello shot essentially, one giant
Cool.
Jello shot. And I forgot what Chelsea ordered. But you're only allowed 45 minutes in the cantina, and then they kick you out.
That's
That's
understandable.
fair. It's a happening place.
Mm-hmm. Didn't go to dinner that night. That was also the night of the Super Bowl, so we just got like a quick sandwich at the food court at our resort. Went to bed. Next day was Animal Kingdom. We did Flight of Passage, and we finally got to ride the safari. I'm trying to figure out what else did we do. I think we rode Everest again, and we rode Dinosaur, and then we were kind of out. Next day, we went back to Magic Kingdom. Oh, we had breakfast at Kona Cafe. Had the Tonga toast, of course, because like, what else are you gonna get there? Magic Kingdom to kind of wrap up some stuff that we didn't do. Magic Kingdom once again busy, and this was a Tuesday, so
Yeah. Last time when we went back in November, like all the other parks were like seriously easily navigable. Magic Kingdom was fucking packed.
yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. So we were kind of just moseying around, and then we decided to do Epcot later that day. So we hopped back over to Epcot to kind of do some more odds and ends.
Oh, did you guys
No,
go
that's
on
a
the
lie.
gondolas?
Hold on. We did. And I actually just realized that I skipped over that. So let me back up one day. So we went back to Epcot, or we went back to Animal Kingdom on the day after the Super Bowl. That evening, we went back to Galaxy's Edge so I can just kind of buy some odds and ends that I wanted to get, like some extra Kyber crystals and stuff.
Wait,
And
you can buy extra Kyber crystals.
yeah, you can buy the different colors.
We didn't go into very many shops. We just went to the little. I would call them Haji shops, but
This is the one where you could buy all the legacy lightsabers that had the Ithorian animatronic, the Doc Ondar's Antiquities.
Such a good animatronic.
Yeah, it was awesome. But from Animal Kingdom, we decided to take a bus to the new Riviera Resort to go check that out. And then from there, you could hop on the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios. So we get to the Riviera Resort. Here's the deal. It is a very nice hotel. It is incredibly boring.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much.
It's just a very nice hotel that has pictures of Walt up on the wall.
It looks like one of those. It looks like one of those off-property hotels right outside the park.
Yeah.
Like the theming, it looks like you're saying. It looks really nice, but
yeah, but
that's about it.
It doesn't have that charm that the other Disney themed resorts have.
Yeah.
But what was really cool is like when you're walking towards the Skyliners, you kind of walk in this little alcove, and there's two mosaics that go all the way over to the ceiling and on the walls. And one of them is the lantern scene from Tangled, and the other one is London with Peter Pan and
that's awesome.
Kids flying. Looks really cool. The Skyliner was fantastic. It was a really smooth ride. I did not die of heat exhaustion on the inside. They were very well ventilated.
But that's what they said would happen.
No, they lied.
Good.
I'm trying to blow through the rest of this trip here real quick. So the next day is when we did Magic Kingdom and Epcot again, and then Wednesday, our last day, we did Hollywood Studios all day. So we had Slinky Dog Fast Pass. We had a Star Tours Fast Pass, which we didn't really need. But so this is something that I found very interesting. Since Galaxy's Edge has opened, they have retooled the tier Fast Pass system for that park. So because I got a Fast Pass for Slinky Dog, I could not get a Fast Pass for Tower of Terror. And because of that, because everybody's obviously taking the Fast Pass for Slinky Dog, because that is still a 90-minute wait sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
But because everybody's taking the Fast Pass for Slinky Dog, they're also choosing to do standby for Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror was nowhere under a 70-minute wait our entire trip.
Wow.
Nice.
I know. Tower of Terror used to be like a 20-minute, 30-minute at most wait. But because they retooled everything, that is the one that everybody goes and waits in.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird.
It makes sense. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's the way the system is. But you wait in line for that, and if you have your fast pass for Slinky, then it's like you waited in line for 2 rides.
Hmm.
You just go get on the other one. I mean, I have nothing wrong with it, but it's just an interesting.
Something else that's very interesting is we also rode Swirling Saucers. And
I fucking love that so much.
no, it's a
Yeah,
great
it was
ride.
really fun.
But man, let me tell you how much that ride has like the only word that's coming to my mind is degraded. Like whenever we first rode it in 2018, after it probably like 4 or 5 months after it opened.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. So
No.
like so about probably like 4 or 5 months after it opened, we rode it, and it was a really good smooth ride. That ride is like it is not as smooth of a ride as it used to be. And I'm not like I understand that like it whips you around, but like it starts to stutter
It
now
clunks.
and it is so like the upkeep on that hasn't been that great.
Well,
Mm.
I don't know, man, because I mean, I wrote it shortly after it opened, and then I've ridden the California Adventure equivalent.
Was that the
Quite a few.
Mater?
Yeah.
Mater,
The Mater
Junkyard
spin.
Jamboree.
Uh-huh.
And now that I think about it, it's you might be right. It's a little bit clunky, but it's
Yeah.
still fucking fun.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's why I said clunky, because I know exactly what he's talking about because of Maters. Maters did the exact
Right.
same thing.
But it's so fucking fun still.
It's true. But
Like
it's
no,
clunky.
it's still a fun ride, but it's like the upkeep on that hasn't been that great.
I bet like there's so much motion in that small ride. I bet it's a pain in the ass because like every time they switch tracks like once every 5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
because they have to do the figure 8, and that's where the
But-
little
But you know what? As a mechanic,
you're a helicopter mechanic. Don't you dare touch the flying saucers. There's nothing alike.
my bad. All I was gonna say is that clunking more than likely within the acceptable limits. It's okay.
No. I understand this is
I like how Robbie's just all asleep on his bed.
this is how I also put sprinkler valves in. Yeah, it clunks a little. It's fine.
Helicopter clunks a little. It's all right.
Anyway,
I hate it when I'm taking off in a jet that clunks. Like, oh no.
yeah, don't play Allegiant then. Anyway, Jordan.
Yeah, no. So
Nobody should fly
like
Allegiant.
we didn't really get a chance to ride the stuff that we wanted to multiple times, with the exception of like the Falcon, and we actually didn't get to ride Tower of Terror.
The whole time?
Yeah, because
rough.
we weren't gonna wait 70 minutes for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So. Oh, but the new scenes on Star Tours were pretty fun.
Oh, they go to Exegol now, right?
Yeah, so they take you to you fly through all the Death Star wreckage,
Uh-huh.
and then you go to Exegol, and then Lando's in the video too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, so was the Exegol scene like?
I don't think I rode Star Tours when I went in November, so.
Is it during the battle, or is it just the Star
Yeah.
Destroyers like? Oh shit.
Yeah, so you're actually fighting. You're one of the ships that show up whenever Poe realizes that everyone's showing up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah,
Just gave me
it's
chills.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't know that at all. That's amazing. It just made me so
I
happy.
wonder if the Star Cruiser from the Star Tours is actually in the movie.
Nope.
Ah, damn it.
Weird thing. I just saw that today, and you brought it up. I don't like this at all. You
Yeah.
Google or you listen to it? It was one of the stupid recommended Facebook pages that said that it wasn't it, and it got taken out for some reason. I didn't read the article. I just read the headline.
Oh, well, they
But
should
the
quickly add it back in so it makes
answer's the question.
sense.
Is the Star Speeder in any of the movies?
Starscream? Why would he be?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Star Speeder. Anyway, I feel like we should put a pin in this for now. I want to hear about the lightsabers next week, really, really bad.
Yeah, we can go more details because I got a lightsaber and I bought a whole bunch of extra stuff that I probably didn't need, but I also built a droid.
You built a droid too?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got next week's main topic. It's going to be the lightsaber and droid building.
Okay.
First-hand experience. So,
I built
anyway.
4 droids.
What?
Nothing.
Hey, you've been listening to Mickey Mutineers. I'm Jake. That's Josh. That's Jordan. That's Robbie. As always.
You know what? Fuck off.
Oh, is that why you weren't home? Because I stopped by, you asshole.